So this is kind of wild. I'm just going to get the hell out of the screen and let this woman take over. It's a little bit longer of a video, but listen to this.
There's an ongoing case in my home state of Arkansas that desperately needs more eyes. This is the case of Aaron Spencer. A little after 1 a.m. on October 8th, 2024, in Cabot, Arkansas, 36-year-old Aaron Spencer woke up to the sound of his daughter's dog barking. He got up to investigate and quickly realized that his 14-year-old daughter was not in her bed. The Lonoke County Sheriff's Office received the call reporting a missing juvenile at 1:12 a.m. Aaron's wife, Heather, waited for the police while Aaron jumped in his truck to go look for their child. And a bit miraculously, in my opinion, he actually passed the truck where he saw his daughter sitting in the front seat. And driving that vehicle was 67-year-old Michael Fossler, the creepy old man who just the summer before had been arrested for stalking and essaying this girl. Well, Aaron whipped that truck around and chased them, which actually took them back past their house. And Heather was outside and she watched, horrified and screaming, as Fossler's white Ford F-150 flew past, followed quickly by her husband. Aaron tried to force the truck to stop, but Fossler would not. He ran. Aaron saw him turn on Highway 286 East, heading in the direction of Fossler's home. And he did the only thing left to do to stop them. He rammed his truck into Fossler's truck, forcing them off the road and into the ditch, near the intersection of Highway 286 East and Highway 13 North. Aaron jumped out of his vehicle and he saw his daughter trying to exit the other truck, but she was pulled back inside. And then Michael Fossler got out of his truck and he lunged at Aaron, screaming, "F you." And Aaron opened fire. He emptied the clip of his pistol into Michael Fossler, then jumped on top of him, pistol whipped him, and then got his daughter out of that truck. Once she was safely back inside her father's vehicle, Aaron immediately called 911 a second time and reported that his daughter was safe and her abductor was laying dead on the side of the road. Now, I feel like it's important to fully understand the backstory here. Beginning in the spring of 2024, when the Spencer's daughter was only 13 years old, a very quiet, shy, and homeschooled girl, who also at the time spent a lot of her days helping to care for her dying grandfather. She was in a vulnerable place in an already vulnerable age in life, and she began spending more time away from home at the home of family friends that the Spencers trusted like family. But unknown to her parents, their young daughter was being manipulated and groomed and then repeatedly violated by the boyfriend of this trusted friend, Michael Fossler. In the summer of 2024, this girl confided to a family member that she had been raped, and that family member told her parents. And then she also confessed what had been happening to her multiple times by this 67-year-old predator. Fossler was arrested after that. He was charged with 2 counts of internet stalking with a child, 2 counts of fourth-degree sexual assault, 2 counts of sexual indecency with a child, possession of child pornography, and 35 counts of pandering or possessing medium depicting sexual conduct with a child. That is 42 charges of crimes against a child. Fossler was scheduled to go to trial that December, where the Spencer daughter was going to stand as the only witness to testify against him. So a no-contact order was given, and the police assured these parents that they were taking this very seriously. Yet, it didn't take long for Michael Fossler to be released on a very low bond. In that October, on the night of this terrible incident, the Spencer family still had that no-contact order against him, which clearly stopped absolutely nothing. And Aaron Spencer, a dedicated husband, a dedicated father, and a decorated war veteran, did what he had to do to protect his child and to protect himself. And in light of that looming trial, where Michael Fossler faced multiple felonies, after he again lured this girl outside and took her from the safety of her home in the middle of the night and then assaulted her again, she was later that same morning taken to Arkansas Children's Hospital, where this essay was confirmed. I have little to no doubt that Michael Fossler had absolutely no intentions of returning that girl home alive. But there has been some interesting information that's come out about Michael Fossler. It seems that before moving to Arkansas, he was former law enforcement in Indiana. He's Stark County Sheriff's deputy for years and the former police chief of the town of Hamlet. Later, he was a school resource officer. And since this case hit the news and gained widespread attention, multiple other women have come forward to this family about their experiences with this man, who apparently had been preying on young women and girls since the time he was in high school. And somehow, he always got away with it. There's also been allegations that he has gone to some violent lengths to keep it that way. Aaron Spencer very likely saved his daughter's life that night, but that is not the way he has been treated. When police arrived on scene, Aaron was arrested for first-degree murder, though he ended up getting charged with second-degree murder with an enhancement of using a firearm, which is a charge that could result in a life sentence. And as if that is not outrageous enough, the court documents reveal something startling, scary, and very, very telling. When Aaron Spencer was arrested around 3 a.m., he was placed in the back of a police car, and then the Lonoke County Sheriff, Sheriff John Staley, arrived on the scene. He pulled Aaron out of the car and gave him a little talk. Told him, "Don't worry, buddy, you'll be home soon." Gave him a pat on the back and put him back in this cop car. But this time, there was a glass pipe sitting in that back seat with him. They were very clearly setting this man up. Luckily, Aaron reacted exactly the way he should have. He immediately threw a fit and demanded to be drug tested because he is not a drug user, and he was able to prove it. And fingerprints were later found on that glass that did not match Aaron Spencer. So not only did he not fall into that trap, his attorney also filed a motion to block mention of this from the trial to ensure that the prosecution could not use it to even suggest a false depiction of Aaron as some type of drug user. And it also gave us this lovely paper trail. Exposes the corruption inside this sheriff's department. And it turns out that not only is Michael Fossler former law enforcement in Indiana, he also had connections to people in power in Arkansas, like to the family of Sheriff Staley. Imagine that. And this particular sheriff, by the way, has also been accused of using his power to protect predators. And that's not the only accusation against him either. In fact, in September 2019, the sheriff and the jail administrators were sued by a former inmate alleging that he was denied medical care or his serious medical needs while he was incarcerated for retaliation for their grievances against him. And in June 2022, a civil lawsuit was filed by the family of Hunter Britton. Do y'all remember this story? Horrible. This unarmed 17-year-old boy was shot and killed by a Lonoke County deputy during a routine traffic stop in 2021. And the family brought that lawsuit not only against the deputy, who, by the way, was charged with negligent homicide, but sentenced to only 1 year in prison. 1 year for this boy's life. But they also sued Sheriff Staley. And in August 2024, another lawsuit was filed against the sheriff and jail staff members, alleging of known SA against female inmates. The complaint describes the jail as a place where women are seen, selected, and sampled for the ultimate pleasure of the kings. If you're a woman, stay out of Lonoke County. But either way, this is a very obvious trend, and it shows something rotten inside this department. And this time, this corruption is pointed at a father who was forced to protect his daughter with deadly force from a known predator with friends in power. This shit makes me livid, y'all. Aaron Spencer goes to trial on September 22nd of this year, with a pretrial hearing on August 8th. And we really need as many eyes as possible on this case, watching closely to make sure that a heroic father does not get taken down by corrupt officials for protecting his own child when nobody else did. Please help share this. Please support Aaron Spencer. There's a Facebook page y'all can go like, the We Support Aaron Spencer page. And if you are financially able and you want to donate to this family, because you know they are spending a fortune on this defense, I am going to put the link to their fundraiser in the Linktree thing. And I will try to give updates as the trial approaches.